You have got to be kidding me. Earlier today, as I'm sitting at my desk, I get a notification that the Texans traded DeAndre Hopkins, top 5 receiver in the league, DeAndre Hopkins, for David Johnson and a 4th round pick. Are you kidding me? You just traded away top 2-3 receiver in the league with Antonio Brown now. You traded him for a bag of peanuts and David Johnson. Like, David Johnson hasn't been good for like 4 or 5 years as a fantasy running back. David Johnson he got replaced by Kenyon Drake. David Johnson is a scrub. He's done. He's completely finished. And Deshaun Watson is screwed. Do you know how many plays he made for Deshaun Watson last year? Do you know how many plays he makes, period, when they didn't have any quarterback in Houston and you trade him for a 4th round pick? Like, Bill O'Brien is completely clueless. He blew that lead, like, what was it, 20-something point lead to Patrick Mahomes, and now you trade away DeAndre Hopkins? Are you rebuilding? Are you like you just were in the playoffs last year? Like, what can possibly be going through his skull that he thinks that it's a good idea to trade away DeAndre Hopkins? I'm not even a Texans fan, and it's ridiculous. DeAndre Hopkins is not like Odell, or he's not like Antonio Brown. He's not like Randy Moss. The guy's humble. He just comes out, does his job, and he's at worst a top 3 or 4 receiver. And you just gave him up. You didn't get anything back for it but a 4th round pick because David Johnson is done. He's cooked. He's completely cooked. He's injury prone, and he's done. Who's going to replace DeAndre Hopkins' production? Will Fuller is a deep threat. One-trick pony. You don't have a 1st round pick. You woke up with no 1st round pick. And Bill O'Brien wakes up without a 1st round pick. And he gets rid of his best player on his team because they supposedly had an argument. And you don't even walk away from that trade with a 1st round pick. The Cardinals are still sitting there after they got DeAndre Hopkins, and they're sitting there with the 12th overall pick still. So the Cardinals came out with a super win because now they can go ahead and just draft a tackle. It's a no-brainer. They can go ahead and just pick the best tackle. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They don't have to take CeeDee Lamb. They can just go ahead and just take a tackle. They're all set. And Kyler Murray, I don't have anything against him. But, I mean, God, can Daniel Jones get a DeAndre Hopkins? Like, I mean, Kyler Murray lucked out, and Deshaun Watson got absolutely screwed. He got the short end of the stick. Deshaun Watson, I really feel bad for the guy. He lost a generational type receiver. I mean, the guy, I don't know if he's generational, but the guy is a complete monster, and you don't have that. And there's nothing that you have to replace that with. And you don't have a 1st round pick to replace him with another receiver. If they had a mid-round 1st round pick, I say, oh, well, at least they could take Jerry Jeudy. At least they could take CeeDee Lamb. At least they could take Denzel Mims. At least they could take this guy. But they can't replace him. So the Texans have officially, I'm going to go ahead and say it, the Texans are not making the playoffs next year. The Texans have officially assassinated any chances of being a good franchise until they fire Bill O'Brien. So that's just my take on that. I mean, completely ridiculous. And Kyler Murray really lucked out on this one. But that's just what I think. Tell me what you think. Diggy546, I'm out.